Hello, my little bear cubs, and welcome back to another episode of Secondhand Therapy. I need to remind you, we're not therapists. We are not experts. This is not a substitute for therapy, and this is not professional advice in any way. My little boy, the king of two things, a sad pony. He's going to be mad when he hears that. It's okay. I'll apologize later. He is sick. We intended to do a guest episode today, but we didn't want to get sick. So Ken Garr is here in the studio with us today. He's a good friend of Michael's, an acquaintance of mine, but he was in town, and I always enjoy talking to Ken, so we're doing a little episode with him today. Again, shorter intros, a little bit longer breaks in the middle. We're going to give you all the stuff. So I'm going to say now, if you want to contact us, you can do so, secondhandtherapypod@gmail.com. If you want to call or text, 818-850-2448. If you want to send us mail, P.O. Box 230595, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89105. If you missed any of that, it is on our Instagram page where you can and should follow us. Thank you for being here. Enjoy the episode. So you're an alcoholic.
Yeah. Recovering alcoholic.
Recovering alcoholic.
Yeah.
Why?
It's a disease.
Yeah.
My grandfather had it.
Okay.
Members of my family have it probably.
Is it genetic,
Yeah.
typically?
Yeah. You see it a lot in families. I started drinking when I was 12. I had my
Wow.
first drink when I was 12.
Okay.
To be clear. I got my first time getting drunk. I drank, I want to say 6 to 8 beers and a half a bottle of vodka. My first time.
How old were you then?
I was a junior in high school.
It's pretty heavy.
16, 17. Yeah. They dropped me off at my parents' at the doorstop, and I threw up all over the bathroom.
Nice.
My parents left the vomit there for me to clean up the next day while I was hungover. I was grounded for 2 weeks. Missed the state championship going to it. I didn't play in it. But yeah, that was my first time, and I swore I'm never going to do this, again. And next thing you know, we're trying to buy wine coolers at Walgreens, and we would take vodka and put it in our Snapple. That was our big thing, because then you could walk around with a Snapple bottle.
Yeah.
But it wasn't really until I got to college that my first night in college, I went to a house party, as you do. $3 cup for a keg.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting on this porch, and I'm like, I got to get home. And I'm like, I don't have to go home. I don't have to go anywhere, because I'm in college now, and
Yeah.
I don't have parent. And for the next 4 years, blackout drunk probably at least Thursday, Friday, Saturday for the most part.
Like ritual.
Yeah. And then get out of college, and you're in your 20s, and just drinking and driving. And, the way I describe it is I'm fun for the first hour or maybe two. And then after that, all of my demons come up. I pick fights. I have a temper. Rage comes out.
Yeah.
And so, I kept trying to quit. I would quit drinking hard liquor. I did quit drinking hard liquor for a long time, and I'd only drank beer. Alcoholics put rules on themselves, right? To convince themselves that they're not alcoholics.
You don't have a problem. Yeah.
And for me, it was always like, well, I'm not as bad as my brothers. My brothers are, you know.
Are they sober?
No.
No.
But that was the standard I set. I'm not as bad as them.
Yeah.
And then got a DUI in 2005. I swore I'm never going to drink and drive again.
Yeah.
That lasted maybe a month or two. The no hard liquor lasted a couple of years. Now, there's all kinds of different alcoholics. I am not a hide booze behind the couch, drink every day, drink during the day. I could go a while without drinking. I dated a girl for a long time who wasn't really into drinking, and I went, it just wasn't our thing.
Yeah.
But what I would do is when I did start drinking, something happens in my head and I can't stop no matter what. I just have to keep going. If I would go to a wedding in the Midwest, they closed the bar during dinner. And so I would run to the bar and I would make sure I'd had enough drinks to get me through dinner. But I'm a blackout drinker. And so one day I'm in San Diego at a comedy show and I get a call from an ex-girlfriend of mine. And we hadn't dated in a couple of years, but we were still chatty and friendly. And she had been sick for a while, and she calls and she tells me that she's HIV positive.
Wow.
And I lose it. I'm like, I call my mom and dad. I'm like sobbing. And I'm fine. I've been tested, and that wasn't what I was sad about. I wasn't even scared about it, but I was so sad for her. And so I started drinking doubles. And I'm driving back to my buddy's place. I'm crashing on his couch, and a cop gets behind me. And I felt relief.
Wow.
I felt like I'm so glad this is going to happen. I'm going to get a DUI in California, which is so expensive.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to move back to Illinois. I'm going to take care of this girl. I'm going to get her everything that she needs. I'm not going to be a comedian anymore which is such a relief because I don't have to fight this uphill battle anymore. Like everything in my life got so simpler in that moment. And then he didn't pull me over for whatever reason. I don't know why. And so then I get home and I'm never going to drink and drive again. Right. I go to Vegas that Monday, and I have a rule because alcoholics have rules. I don't drink until the show starts. That way I'm not, and I don't drink before a show.
Yeah.
Because I have a job to do, and I have standards.
You're professional.
I'm a professional.
Yeah.
Well, I got matched up that week with a comedian who was just near his rock bottom, and I don't know if he still drinks or uses or whatever, but I'm working with him, and the other guy I'm working with is the head writer of The Tonight Show.
Okay.
He has a beautiful wife, beautiful life, lives in Pasadena, and the other guy I'm working with is headlining the MGM Grand, and he looks at me at the bar, and he says, "Hey, if you pay for our lift back, I can buy our next beer." And this guy's headlining the MGM, and he doesn't have 2 nickels to rub together.
Yeah.
A girl reaches out to me that week that I had a crush on for a long time, and she says, "My boyfriend just broke up with me. I'm flying out to Vegas." And I'm like, finally, this is happening.
Hallelujah.
She comes out. Turns out she just wanted a friend.
Yeah.
So I get super drunk. She gets super drunk. I get rejected. I fly off the handle. Nothing happens to her. But I pout like a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
I'm not talking to her. I'm going to sleep on the couch. I'm going to, And I wake up that morning, and it's the morning that we're leaving. I'm done with Vegas. And I had drank for 8 days straight, including the San Diego trip, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I apologized to her. I'm so sorry. And she's like, "It's no big deal. You were drunk." I go, "No." And for me, it was like, this shit's cute when you're in your 20s, but I'm almost 40 at the time.
Yeah.
Shit's not cute anymore. I don't like who I am when I drink. It's Labor Day weekend, and traffic is really backed up on the way home from Vegas to LA. And it takes 5 hours to get home. And I used some GPS, and it puts me off in the desert. And I'm driving home in the desert, and I realized for the first 3 hours I didn't put the radio on.
Wow.
I was just thinking about it, and I go, you've been talking about not drinking forever. I journal every once in a while. I journal when life gets hard. And I pulled up my journal one time, and I just put in the words "stop drinking" and "control find," and I had listed it like 24 times. You need to stop drinking. Why don't you stop drinking? Take a break from drinking.
Yeah.
And so finally I go, I'm going to stop drinking. And I get home, and I open the fridge, and there's a 6-pack in there. And I'm like, well, not today.
Yeah.
I drank those 6 beers.
What kind of beer?
Miller Lite.
Classic.
I drank Miller Lite When I quit drinking, the Hollywood Improv stopped ordering Miller Lite.
It's impressive, man.
Right?
Yeah.
So I drank those 6 beers, and I woke up the next day, and I haven't had a drink since.
Wow.
That was 8 years ago.
Do you miss it at all?
I miss it in the sense that you might miss high school or the nostalgic, right?
Yeah.
So my wife is a drinker, not a heavy drinker. She's what we call a normie.
Yeah.
And she'll be having a cocktail, and I'll go, boy, how great would it be to have a drink with my wife? But then I play the tape, right?
Yeah.
Well, 6 months from now, I won't have a wife.
Yeah.
And I won't have the life I have, and I won't, I will ruin everything.
Yeah.
Because that's what alcohol does to me. It is, I just, they say drink responsibly at the end of commercials. I can't. I just can't. I wish I could. I can't.
Yeah. Even now, I have no understanding or relation to addiction. So
yeah.
So like even now with the reflection and having the opposite of the highlight reel, if you have a drink, it's over.
It will be.
Yeah.
Now I might drink. My experience, and I haven't had a relapse. I quit drinking and that was it. And relapse is a part of a lot of people's stories.
Yeah.
But for me, I know that if I were to start drinking again, that eventually I would get to where I was before, and it's a progressive disease. So it gets even harder and harder and harder, to the point that because now I've got a mind full of recovery.
Yeah.
So now I have to deal with the guilt of shame of giving up or quitting sobriety. So now I feel like a piece of shit. See, alcohol to me is like your best friend who's trying to kill you. Right? So it's like I have the best time ever, but now we're just going to get into a car. We're going to drive. We're going to just drink until we are throwing up and then keep drinking. We're going to, you know what I mean? There's just no stopping. Something like happens in my brain. I quit drinking for Lent, right? 40 days, 40 nights. I went to Canada. I'm like, I don't think they have Lent here. And I had a drink.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, no. Oh, no, it's only in America. I mean, it's insane. It's absolutely insane to me.
Hello, everyone. We're taking a quick break. And while we do that, we want to tell you, 1, thank you for being here. And 2, if you'd like to support the podcast, that would be great. We would really appreciate it. 2 great ways to do that. 1, we have a Patreon. Patreon.com/secondhandtherapypod. We have ad-free episodes. You get your episodes instead of on Monday, you get them on Friday. There's a whole other tier. You get our non-therapy podcast. You get bonus clips. You get all kinds of stuff. If you want to support the pod, Patreon's a great way to do that. We also have merch available at secondhandtherapypod.com. We got hoodies, tees, hats, all kinds of good stuff. We got stickers. We got our faces. There's all kinds of shit out there. So if you want to support the podcast, those are 2 great ways to do that. We appreciate you listening. Here are some other commercials because you don't go to Patreon. Enjoy them. So looking back on, even if you go back to college, blacking out Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
Yeah.
are you able to find what the motivation was? Like, is it fun? Is it habitual? Is it coping?
Oh, it's freedom. When I'm drunk, I am so free of people. Like, I don't care. I feel euphoric. I feel I'm not worried. My anxiety goes away, and I feel like the most popular guy in the room. I used to go to house parties in college, and I used to run the keg. They called it the keg master. And these girls would walk up and say, "Boy, you've been at the keg all night. Why are you at the keg?" I go, "Oh, because I get to meet everybody. I get to meet pretty girls like you." Right? But truthfully, I didn't want to have to wait for beer.
Yeah.
I wanted to be able to have a beer whenever I wanted. You know what I'm saying? But for me, when I walk into a room, and this is something that people find incredibly surprising, I'm a shy person. I have put on a persona of cocky or arrogant or outgoing or whatever, but that's just a wall. That's a mask
Just a
that I
mask,
wear. And so for me, I'm actually pretty shy, and I don't know how to have small talk. I don't know how to act in a room. I don't know how to meet strangers. I can fake it, because I've been doing it forever. But alcohol gave me that loss of inhibitions where I don't have a care in the world because we're getting fucked up. We're getting,
Yeah.
like, man, this feels great. But then every single time, whatever depression I was dealing with, whatever anger I was dealing with, whatever issue just came to the surface. And all of a sudden I go, what the fuck are you looking at?
Yeah.
To a guy twice my size. And
Yeah.
thank God all my friends are 6'2", 250. And they're
Yeah.
all, and I did that on purpose, I think. When I
Yeah.
look back on it, all my friends are gigantic dudes who would never let anybody touch me.
Yeah.
And I think subconsciously, and I love my friends, but I think subconsciously I needed to be surrounded by that type of protection,
So for the first hour or two, it's bliss.
Yeah.
And then after that, is it more of reality?
It is me finally giving myself permission to feel these feelings. The problem is that now it's not an accurate representation of them because I'm drunk, right? So everything turns up to 100% magnification,
Okay.
right? And so like the thing, like, so you might say something that bothered me on Monday, and I might not drink Monday night, and I might not even think about it. Subconsciously, it's sitting there, right? Fuck Lou. What did Lou mean by that?
Yeah.
By Thursday, I was like, oh, we're going out for a couple of drinks. Cool, let's do this. And by Thursday, about 1 a.m, I'm texting you, I'm fucking calling you. Like we're gonna deal with this now and on my terms because I finally have the courage to say what I wanted to say to you, right? I don't have the tools. I did not have the tools. I have them now. I don't have the tools to tell you, Lou, I'm a sensitive person. Lou, I'm upset with you. Lou, you upset me the other day. Like I didn't have that.
Yeah.
I have it when I'm drunk. When I'm drunk, I could put my cape on and we can go flying through the air. And, but it also comes off as me being a drunk, slurry, idiotic mess, right?
Yeah.
Lou, I can't stand you,
Yeah.
My poor ex-wife, man, we were drinking buddies. That's what we were. We were drinking buddies. I don't know if she's an alcoholic. It's none of my business. I don't know. But we were for sure drinking buddies, and we didn't have any communication skills whatsoever until we drank. I said in my act one time, I go, my ex-wife and I love to avoid conflict until we drank, and then we couldn't avoid conflict.
Yeah.
Right? We were conflict avoidant until we couldn't. And then when we were both drunk, we just let it fly because our inhibitions are lowered. And I finally have the courage to say these things that I've been wanting to say. Fast forward, I'm sober now. I have developed a skill set that allows me to pause when agitated, right? One of the things that I say now, and I love it, is, does this need to be said? Does it need to be said by me? And does it need to be said right now? And so, like, that's the filter that a lot of my thoughts go through. And more often than not, my initial reaction to things is not the right reaction.
Yeah, I should get that tattooed on my eyelids.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. But I mean, it's true because I know my initial reaction. I heard this one time. I have an inappropriate reaction to life,
Okay.
And so I take things very personally. I feel things very personally. I'm very sensitive. And so when somebody says something or something happens that triggers me, I literally have to go, okay, it enters the sick part of my brain, the whatever you want, the alcoholic part of my brain, the codependent part of my brain, whatever. And I have to get it over to the healed side of my brain. And I have to process it. And I have to get it over to that area because I know more often than not, if my wife says something to me that upsets me, my wife loves me more than anything.
Yeah.
Right? She is a safe space for me. So I know the thing that she said that hurt me wasn't intentional because that's not who she is as a person. I know her values and her principles. And so I'm misunderstanding it. and we have to get to the bottom of it, right? Now, 8, 9 years ago, I would have let it fester. And I go, honey, I'm going to go out for a beer tonight, come home, wake her up. What did you mean by that? Well,
Yeah.
because I have to go put on my cape.
Right.
I don't have that anymore. And because it's not, it isn't a logical solution to troubleshooting and problem solving, right? Me going out and getting blackout drunk so that I now have the courage to, speak up for myself. I took that away. I took that crutch away. And now, through a lot of work and a lot of self-work, I now am the type of person where I can communicate directly, after I process it.
So how long? So your wife says something that hurts you in a way.
Mm-hmm.
How long typically before you can address it with her in a healthy way?
It could be as soon as a few hours, or it could be the next day. But I will take some time.
Do you communicate that you're taking time?
No, sometimes I don't. Sometimes, most of the time, something gets said, and I don't realize how much of an impact it has on me until I'm starting to obsess about it. What does she mean by that?
Yeah, it sticks with you.
Yeah. Why did she say that? Why,
Yeah.
And so then all of a sudden I run it through a series of, okay, well, do I need to call another alcoholic about this and go over it with them just so I can kind of get grounded here and make sure I'm not overreacting? Do I need to write about it? Do I need to kind of just write out about what my feelings are about this? Or I've gotten to a point now, just because I've been in recovery for so long, that like most of the time I go, you're overreacting. It's okay. If this bothers you still tomorrow, then we can bring it up. And something an ex of mine once said, she goes, I wish people would just start their sentence with, I'm feeling insecure because.
Wow, yeah.
And it was the one good thing that I got out of that relationship.
Yeah.
Because that's where most of this stuff comes from. I'm feeling really insecure because you said such and such yesterday. And I want to talk about that a little bit. And I know this sounds cliche, but my wife and I do not fight.
Yeah.
We don't. We know at the end of the day that we're having a miscommunication right now and that we're not on the same page. And so I will say to her, hey, I need to talk to you about something. And she has ADHD, so I can't ambush her.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So I have to prep her for it. Hey, would it be okay if we talked in a little bit about something that's bothering me? Yeah, babe. Oh, and if with her permission, you want to talk about it right now? Yes.
Yeah.
Or if she's in the middle of something and I won't have her 100% of her focus. Yeah. Oh, yeah, babe. Can I finish this up and we can talk about it? Yeah, that sounds great. When her and I first started dating, so I'm a codependent as well.
Yeah.
And we can get into the definition and talk about what that is.
Yeah.
But that's primarily my thing is codependence. I'm an alcoholic because of my codependence.
Yeah.
But when we first started dating, we were long distance. And so there would be a couple of weeks at a time we wouldn't see each other most of the time. And so she came out to Vegas one time and I have a show that night. And part of my pre-show rituals, I got to take a nap, But I haven't seen her in a couple of weeks. So the codependent part of me is going, you really do need to take a nap because you want to be the best version of yourself for the show. But the codependent part of me was like, she's going to get mad at me because we haven't seen each other in 2 weeks. And now I want to sleep. And she just got here.
Yeah.
And so I go, okay. And then a lot of times I go, here we go.
Yeah. You set aside your needs to do what you think she needs.
Right. But I said to her in this instance, I go, honey, I got to say this thing. I go, I have to take a nap because I have a show tonight, but I feel bad because you just got here. She goes, okay, take a nap. But the buildup in my head was so much more to that because I've been with toxic women that were like, oh, I just got here. You're going to take a nap?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen you in 2 weeks. Like, okay, take your nap. That's the type of partner I had previously been with when I was still in my illness.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of like pent up like anxiety around asking for what I want and what I need. Right. I had to go to a Christmas party at a comedy club. It's networking, it's whatever. And she goes, well, I have work tomorrow. This is my wife. And she goes, can we be back by 10? And I used to go, "Oh, yeah, we could be back by 10." Well, if I were drinking, ain't no way we're going home by 10.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sober at this time. My wife has never seen me drunk. And I said, "You know what, hon?" I go, I can't guarantee that we're going to leave by 10. I said, "So why don't you stay home and I'll just go to the party if that's okay with you? Or do you feel like, or you can take an Uber home when you get tired?" And she goes, "Okay, I'll just stay home." But again, the buildup in my mind to that conversation, because my past experiences with toxic women was just like, well, I mean, why I don't understand why, I can't get what I want, or I can't understand why you can't just, at that point we'll have been at the party for 2 hours. Why isn't that enough? I mean, it was
Yeah.
just like, just constantly getting beat up, beat up, beat up by these toxic situations that I found myself in, that I put myself in, not found
Yeah.
myself, put myself in.
Yeah.
And so again, I'm with a partner now that, like, we know how to speak to each other. We know how to communicate. We know transparency. She provides a safe space for me. Like, I can say these things to her, but it doesn't take away the anxiety of having to say these things.
Yeah.
Because again, it's that thought is sitting in the codependent part of my brain going like, man, this is going to make her mad, and then she's going to leave you, and then you're going to have to like it goes from 0 to 1,000 quickly like
Yeah.
that. And you're just like, but you just have to have these conversations.
So you've been sober 8 years?
I have been sober. So my journey is that I quit drinking over 8 years ago, but the first year I smoked weed.
Okay.
I'm in a 12-step program that doesn't require you. That's not the right word. Recommends that you be completely sober.
Yeah.
So my first year I smoked weed because I lived with a guy who smoked weed, and truthfully I needed help sleeping.
Yeah.
I finally told my sponsor, I said, "Hey, I'm smoking weed." And he's just like, "Well, I can't sponsor you then because I don't know how to do that. I can't give you what you need." And I'm
Yeah.
like, "Well, it's just weed. I don't have an issue with weed. I get the munchies, I go to bed." He goes, "All right, well then stop." I go, "Well, I mean, I don't have a issue. Like, I'm like, my alcohol's my issue. Alcohol is what brings up the demons." He goes, "No." He's like, "You altering your mind is what the issue is. And if you don't have a problem with weed, then stop." I go, "Fine, I'll stop." And so he goes, "I want you to reset your clock." I go, "Oh God," there's a lot of pride in the amount of
Yeah.
sobriety you have. I said, "Okay." So I went back to day one and took a new chip, and I haven't smoked weed since then. And I understood where he was coming from. I didn't at the time, but I understood that because then I just started smoking weed every day,
Yeah.
and I never smoked weed. Dude, I bought into Nancy Reagan. I thought
Yeah.
drug users were the biggest fucking losers, and I was like, I was all about it. And then as soon as I quit drinking, I'm like, I need something,
Yeah.
But it's just me trying to escape from these feelings that are constantly going on in my head, me not wanting to deal with them.
Yeah. So how long after getting sober, fully or just alcohol,
hmm
did you come to terms with your codependence?
I came to terms with my codependence prior to getting sober.
Oh, okay.
So the timeline was that so I, so the whole origin story is basically I was dating a girl and she had a kid and we were all living together, and it was a 3.5 year relationship that should have lasted about 3 months,
Yeah.
and I couldn't break up with her. I didn't have the courage to break up with her. I broke up with her once after she went out of town,
Oh, yeah.
and I broke up with her via text or something, or an email. I think I sent her an email. She flew back that night and sat me down for 3.5 hours and basically browbeat me until I took her back and made all the promises and, make up sex and all this, and everything's gonna be great. Next thing I know, I'm living I bought a house. We're all living together, and I'm raising her kid.
Yeah.
And
Oof.
and I'm sitting here going like, and I remember when I finally broke up with her, I like wrote her a letter and I slid it under the door
Yeah.
because I was so scared. I was so afraid. But the little girl had some issues, and so she was going to a therapist. And so after all of us going to therapy, I finally said, "Hey, can I come to you?" So I started going to therapy. He started talking to me about codependence. He started talking to me about alcoholism. and he gave me some information I could. And he was one of the therapists that wasn't like direct. He was like, "You're going to figure this out."
Yeah.
And so he kind of laid laid the seed of codependence, and I moved to LA. Oh, so what I did is, as soon as I got a girlfriend, I'd stop going to therapy because life is great.
Right.
Everything's cured. I got a
Yeah.
girlfriend. And so what happens is my girlfriends became my source of self-esteem and self-worth, right? I have a girlfriend, therefore I'm a good person. I'm cute. You know what I mean? I'm worthy.
Yeah.
I'm acceptable. I have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
I have wanted to have a girlfriend since I was 12 years old. And I have had a girlfriend since I was 12 years old.
Yeah.
And so I moved to LA. I broke up with my girlfriend that I was dating in Chicago because I didn't want to marry her.
Okay.
I get lonely in LA. She starts hitting me up. I said, "Come to LA."
Yeah. Why wouldn't you? Yeah.
I don't want to be alone. Right? Her problems come with her to LA. She breaks up with me like pretty quickly. It was very quickly. Because what happened is I went from making about $250,000 a year at NASDAQ as a managing director to making $0 as a struggling comedian.
Yeah.
Well, when we were dating, I was making six figures and we were going out to dinner and she didn't have to do shit, Yeah. And all of a sudden she quickly saw the writing on the wall. Whether or not that's her version of the story, I don't know.
Yeah.
But she left. And again, my MO is like as soon as they leave, before she was even moved out, I was on Tinder looking for the next girl.
Yeah.
I get into a relationship with a girl who is 13 years younger than me. And she says to me on our first date, "I just got dumped by the love of my life. I am not looking for anything serious. I do not want to have a boyfriend, but I'm willing to hang out with you." And she was gorgeous. And I go, "Challenge accepted."
Yeah. Oh, I'll get you to love me.
Oh, by the third time, our third date, she's like, "I think I love you."
Oof.
And we're completely enmeshed.
Yeah.
And we're off and running, And then I find out that she is seeing other people. I look at her phone.
Yeah.
I'm looking at her phone. I'm seeing she's dating, going on dates with other people. I lost it.
What
I
made
went
you go
out-
through her phone?
Why?
Yeah. What was it? Just insecure?
All of it insecure.
Yeah.
All of it.
Yeah.
And I had a feeling. My ex-wife was unfaithful to me.
Okay.
And for all you people that are out there that are going to be unfaithful, you're going to get caught most likely because you change your patterns. My ex-wife and I used to shower together all the time. That was our thing. This was quality time. And all of a sudden she started locking the door.
Oh.
All of a sudden she started taking her phone with her into the shower.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like she changed her patterns and that made me go, this is weird. And because I had been cheated on, I had trust issues. And so this girl started changing her pattern and I go, this feels weird. So I'm going to look in her phone. And sure enough, you see the thing you don't want to see.
Yeah.
Because you're snooping.
Yeah.
And so that night I go out and I get blackout drunk. And I drive to her place. And I've never talked about this. I want to catch her. Because I think one of her texts referred to them getting together or something like that that night.
Yeah.
And we're not even a couple. She told me on our first date, I want to see other people. But she had told me she loved me.
Yeah.
Right? And so we're in love. So why would you say you love me and then like just so many random crazy thoughts?
And I would guess you were not seeing other people.
No.
Yeah.
No, because I only focus on one. So as a codependent, your person is your higher power. Your person is your alcohol, right? Like they become your God in a way. And that sounds very dramatic, but it's true. You are addicted to that person. So as a codependent person, I am here to serve them. And so I will wait till they text me. You just do so much crazy shit. I remember her not texting me back. And then I would go and look on her Facebook Messenger to see if she was online because it has that little green light to see if she was on her phone. So she is ignoring my texts. And I'd be, I mean, you just go down these holes of like craziness, absolute craziness. So my ex-wife cheats. We get divorced. A girl moves to LA with me. She basically moves out on a whim, breaks up with me without any. We weren't even, I'm going to go back to Chicago. Okay. What about us? I guess we're done. Oh, okay. I started dating this girl. And I lost it. I couldn't, because I didn't have the tool set to grieve these relationships.
Yeah.
I just kept going from one girl to the next girl to the next girl. So I'm blackout drunk. I'm driving to her house. And I remember that she has a pink baseball bat next to her bed for safety. And this is the craziest thought I've ever had in my entire life, is I go, if she's there with another guy, I'm going to fucking kill them.
Both of them?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
rage. That's rage.
Rage.
Irrational rage.
And she opens the door, and there's nobody there. And we have this fucking crazy, angry sex. And she goes, what are you doing here? And I'm like, what? And I go, we're dating. I can come over. And she goes, oh, okay. And we have this crazy, and I get up and I'm fucking, are you leaving? Yeah, I'm leaving. I'm going to go. Okay. Next day I confessed everything.
Yeah.
I went through your phone. I saw it. I go, blah, blah, blah. I go, and I told her, I'm not well. I remember somebody telling me about a CODA, a 12-step program for Codependence Anonymous. The next day I went to CODA, and I've been there for 10 years.
How often do you go?
Once a week. And I started hearing these similar stories. I started hearing about powerlessness in a relationship. I started hearing about unmanageability of my life. Like when I'm with somebody, I would drop everything in my life because that's my focus. Yeah. Because I need to make this person so in love with me that they won't leave me so that I can have self-worth and self-esteem.
Yeah.
Like you are literally the source of my self-worth and self-esteem. Without you, I feel like the biggest loser in the world. Right? That's the old me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so what that attracts are toxic people who can just see that on you. You wear it on your sleeve.
Yeah.
Right? I would propose to a girl before the entree got there.
Yeah.
Right? Just like, and I would be the greatest boyfriend ever. I would be the best lover ever. I would be, just go above. I would be, and I would typically pick these girls who had either been in abusive relationships or, don't have their life together, don't have a job, and I'm like, I can fix all of this.
Yeah.
I'm writing their resume for them. I'm looking for jobs for them. I'm giving them pep talks. We're going to the gym. I want to fix, and a lot of times I would fix them, and then they go,
yeah.
Where are you going?
Yeah, you did the thing they knew you were going to do.
I fixed them,
Yeah.
But what I realized is that I was having the same exact relationship over and over again, over and over. I was dating the same girl over and over again, and it just wasn't working anymore. So I stopped. I went to CODA. Eventually, I went to SLA, which is Sex and Love Addicts Anonymous. A friend of mine recommended that. And I just started hearing these stories about people that were me. They're just in these relationships. And you could be codependent with a boss. You could be codependent with a mom or a dad or a brother or a sister. Mm-hmm. More often than not, for me, it was the person I was dating. Because I would put them on this pedestal. Right? Because, again, there's no more powerful drug than self-worth and self-esteem. And you give that to me, right?
Yeah.
Man, your girlfriend's hot. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much for
very
saying that.
validating. Yeah.
Oh, I know she's hot. Thank you so much. What is she doing with you? I know. Well, because I pay all of her bills and I handle all of her problems. I make her life so much easier. And, are you happy? That's not important right now.
It's not important, man. She's happy.
And I feel good about who. So then I started going to this 12-step program. I worked the steps. I got a sponsor. I did everything. I was completely, the fact that I had a murderous thought in my brain scared me more than anything that's ever scared me ever in my life. I was like, you talk about surrender and you talk about letting go. The fact that I am what I consider to be a nice person, Midwest guy, I'm generous, I'm caring, I'm loving, and I wanted to kill a person.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I can't. And the fact that I was going from relationship to relationship to like Tarzan swinging from vines, just girl to girl. And so I went into these programs and I stopped. I stopped dating.
Just cold turkey, stop
Cold
dating.
turkey.
For how long?
I did 90 days.
Okay.
And not even just stop dating. I stopped going on Instagram. I stopped liking girls' photos. I stopped obsessing. I always had 4 or 5 girls that I'm like on my radar.
Yeah.
And I'm just like potential candidates.
Yeah.
And I just let it all go because I was going to hurt someone. I was going to hurt myself. I was probably going to drink and drive and crash into somebody and kill somebody, kill myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it just, you talk about rock bottom, and that was it. And I was scared. The only time I've been suicidal in my life are after breakups, because you lose your God. You lose them, and that sense of self-worth and self-esteem is gone. And now it's like, what is the point? So the only times I've really been suicidal in my life are after a breakup, and I'm just like, I am the biggest piece of shit in the world. No one will ever love me ever again.
Little bear cubs, it's another commercial break. Okay. And here's where if you're thinking to yourself right now, my God, the first 2 just didn't sink in. How can I get rid of these? Well, patreon.com/secondhandtherapypod. Commercial free. Other podcasts. Merch available. secondhandtherapypod.com. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you. We appreciate you. If you're listening to this, thank you. We appreciate you. After I'm done talking, there's going to be more ads. We did not make them. Somebody put them there. Thank you for being here. We love you. So what does it look like working the steps, all that, and finding a different kind of woman?
So it's life-changing. It's absolutely, it's a miracle. So what happens is you do these steps and you work with somebody and you surrender.
How long did it take you to do the steps?
Oh, probably a year.
Okay.
But it changes for everybody. Some people are so get them done in 2 days.
Yeah.
It's like, and I do suggest people do them as quick as possible to get the relief.
Yeah.
But it's hard. It's not easy. But what it gave me once, this sense of freedom of, as a codependent person. So here's a misconception about codependency, is that both people are codependent, and that isn't the case. And it's almost the wrong word to use, right? So you see this couple, they're like, oh man, they're so codependent. No, one of them is codependent. And one of them is probably an alcoholic or a drug addict or a narcissist or has a personality disorder or something.
Yeah.
But one of them has the power.
Yeah.
Right? Now, for me, in order for me to guarantee that you don't leave me, I enmesh myself onto you through love bombing, through basically being the fantasy that you always saw in a partner. Now, am I being true to myself? No, absolutely not. I'm being the person that you want me to be so that you stay and that you fall madly in love with me. And so that now I can just have that self-esteem, right? So I'm the codependent person, but I'm also controlling every aspect of it, right? So, babe, I I bought dinner all week. I did this. I did that. All I did was ask you to do the dishes. Why couldn't you do the dishes?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just didn't get to them. And then now I'm resentful toward you. Well, I'm doing all these great things for you. I'm the best boyfriend ever. I'm the best partner ever. And I just asked you for one thing, and you could do the one thing.
Yeah.
What recovery looks like is I would go on these dates, and these relationships would last 3 years. I did not care if you were a good person with good principles. If you liked me, that was the only criteria that mattered.
Okay.
That was it. You just had to like me. You had to think I was funny. You had to think I was handsome. You had to think that's it. Now, she doesn't have a job. She has a coke problem. She whatever, just a whole list of problems.
Yeah.
One girl had a daddy's girl tattoo. I'm like, that. One girl was a gamer. The same girl was a gamer. And, you think, like, this is the dream. I'm going to date a girl who plays video games. And then after a month, you're like, are you just going to play video games? She's like, yeah, I'm a gamer. I'm like, oh, okay. But to get back to your question, going through the steps gives me the tool set that I need in order to communicate my problems, communicate my needs and wants, and to build up my own self-worth and self-esteem. I love my wife more than anything, but if for whatever reason this marriage ended, I'm going to be okay. This isn't the end of the world. Am I going to be sad? Yeah.
It's going to hurt.
Heartbroken.
Yeah.
Am I going to grieve it? 1,000%. But the problem is that I never grieved my relationships. I just got into another one, so I didn't have to feel the pain, which is the same thing that alcohol does. I don't have to deal with these issues. I'll just go get drunk. The easiest thing in the world to do is to go sit on a stool at a bar. Absolutely the easiest thing in the world. The hard thing to do is to actually take on your feelings and emotions and to feel them and to know that these feelings aren't going to kill you, that they're just going to pass through you.
Yeah.
And that you're going to be okay. And so what the 12 steps did to me and what these programs did for me is they gave me the confidence to create my own self-worth and self-esteem. I'm a good-looking guy. I'm a funny guy. I'm a nice guy. I'm generous. I'm caring. I'm good. Lots of girls would probably want to be with me. That's cool. And so now I go and find a partner that the only prerequisite isn't that they like me. It's that, do I like them?
Yeah.
Do they have good principles and values? Do they take care of me? Do they put my needs and wants first sometimes? So when my wife and I started dating, my wife and I knew each other for 6 years. And we were friends. And she saw the real me because I wasn't putting on the character. She always knew the real me. We were long distance, which helped because it slowed everything down.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to spend every minute of the day with her. I would put a time limit on our conversations, so I wasn't sitting on the phone for 4 or 5 hours at a time with her. I was living my life, and my then girlfriend, this new who would become my wife, was just a nice compliment to my life. She was cool. It was cool to hear from her. If she texted me, I didn't play that game of like, well, I'm going to wait. I texted her when I felt like texting her, but I also didn't panic to get back to her right away. Otherwise she's going to get,
Yeah.
And over the course of the first 2 years, we were long distance and we built our relationship. She had just gotten out of a divorce and we just spent time. What do you want in a partner? How do you want to be talked to? How do you want us to talk? How do we figure out our problems? How do you want to handle money? How do we, and so one of the things that came up recently is, we're trying to do both families for Thanksgiving, right? And my wife has ADHD, so she has a social clock.
Yeah.
Right? And it has a time limit. So we went to her family's first, and then we went to my family. She goes, honey, can we get going? But I love hanging out with my family. So we get back in the car, and we're driving, and I'm upset. And I go, all right, here we go. Honey, I need to talk to you. What's up, babe? I don't like that we don't hang out with my family longer. I understand that you have a social clock and that it expires. I get that. And I don't want to put you in an uncomfortable position. But do you think maybe in the future, like you can take the car home and I'll just Uber home or stay at my parents and we'll figure something out? Yeah, that sounds good, babe. We'll do that. Or, I could probably go out an extra hour, So before, but you guys have to understand, like, having that conversation was absolutely impossible for me to have. Telling my partner what my needs and wants are was so scary to me.
Were you able to identify your needs and wants previously?
Oh, yeah.
You just couldn't
I
communicate
just
them.
couldn't communicate them.
Mm.
I found out my ex-wife was cheating on me, and I don't think I brought it up to her for 24 hours.
Wow. Scared?
Oh, terrified.
Of what?
Her leaving.
Yeah.
Of it being over. She did that, and I have forgiven her. We've moved on. It's all good. She did it because she knew that my parents had been married for, I think, 50 years at that point, or 40-something years. Like, I was in it.
Yeah.
I was, so she had to do the one thing that was going to be like, are you listening now?
Yeah.
I did it,
Yeah.
So I was like, got it. Message received, loud and clear. But it still took me 24 hours of, like, oh my God, this is really happening,
Wow.
Um,
How did you find out?
some email that I had never seen of hers was saved on our drop down. And I go,
Yeah.
what is that email? So I typed in her password.
Yeah.
And sure enough, she was emailing the guy that she had met on some girls' trip or some shit. And
Damn.
and I blame myself immediately.
Yeah.
This is my fault. I did this. I made her make this choice,
Yeah.
When I look back on my first marriage, she was a rebound.
Mm.
I had been with somebody for 3.5 years. That was the girl that I did not have the courage to break up with. I'm sliding the note under the door.
Yeah.
And it was a terrible breakup. It was one of those almost suicidal breakups.
Yeah.
Even though I broke up with her.
Yeah.
This idea that she is gone. Like, because a lot of codependent people will stay in the relationship because they think it's going to get better.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm here to tell you that it is not. And that it's okay to go.
Is in reflection,
Mm-hmm.
do you think any of it with regards to codependence can be linked back to a fear of like being the bad guy in her story? Whether it be for your ego or your reputation or anything like that?
Say that again. Like, what is it? Help me understand that a little bit more.
So, like the breaking up with somebody, even though it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
You're scared of it because she's gone. Is any of it a fear or anything else of being seen as like
A failure or
the
something?
or the shitty guy who dumped her
No.
or her shitty ex?
No.
Okay.
For me, it's just equate it to heroin, right?
Yeah.
So my girlfriend is my heroin,
Mm.
and it makes me feel euphoric, and it makes me feel loved, and it makes me feel. And how do you just? And it's killing you. You know it's killing you.
Yeah.
But how do you just shut it off, right? And so for me, the breakup is almost an impossible situation. I was dating a girl in college, and my friends had an intervention with me. We're sitting in a bathroom, and they're like, dude, you guys, she's great. You're great. You guys are absolutely terrible together.
Yeah.
And I remember I'm sobbing, and I go, I don't know how to end it. I don't know how to just break up with her, because what if this gets better?
Yeah.
What if she changes? And I remember a few years later, I'm going through a breakup, and she hits me up. I'm like, maybe she was the one that got away.
Yeah.
And so she comes over, and I'm like, this is going to be awesome. And she goes, I've changed. Everything's changed. I grew up a lot. And then I said something to her, and I just saw a look in her eye, and I go, oh, you're still there.
Yeah.
Right? She just hadn't changed. And so I'm grateful I didn't fall back into that thing. But yeah, for me, it was just this dread of like, I'm going to be alone. Like no one's going to want to date me. I don't want to have to start all over. I don't want to be single again. I don't want to get back on the apps. I don't want to just because here's what happens, Lou. I put on this facade. I'm the greatest guy ever. I'm the greatest boyfriend ever, but I can't keep up with it because my needs aren't being met.
Yeah.
And now I'm starting to resent you. Right?
How does that come out for you?
We're passive aggressive.
Yeah.
Why is there pulp in the orange juice?
Yeah.
I told you no pulp in the orange, right? Passive aggressive to aggressive, right? Especially when I got drunk. I've said some things to my exes that I go, I don't believe you. You said it. I don't believe you. I would never say that to you. You said it. Holy shit. You know, and that's not who I wanted to be. But I just could not, um, I didn't have the courage to get out of the relationship because I always thought that it would get better or we could fix it. And then once the facade came down and my needs and wants weren't being met, I started becoming very passive aggressive. And I cheated on a couple girls too,
Yeah.
because I was like, that maybe this will get them to break up with me. That was always the big thing. I need you to get you break up with me so then I can be in victim mode. Being in
Oh, yeah.
victim mode is very important for codependent people,
Mm.
right? I got dumped. Oh, what happened? Oh, I don't, you know, like, like victim mode is where I am most comfortable. You know, that's the old me, right?
Yeah.
But that's, as an alcoholic, as a codependent, woe is me. Put it on my grave, dude. Put it on my tombstone. Woe is, you know, I can't believe this thing happened. You know, you just live in victim mode, and because you get to feel like shit about yourself because that's home.
It's comforting.
It's a lot of people don't understand that. For a lot of people, and you said earlier in the pod, you don't understand addiction, right? Addiction is, I want to sabotage my life to the point that I feel like shit because that's how I grew up feeling like. So I grew up feeling like shit about myself.
Yeah.
And so that's home to me. And most normal people would look at you going like, why the hell would you put yourself through that? Why would you do that? Because that feels normal to me.
Yeah.
And when you start going through recovery and you start building your self-worth and your self-esteem, you start realizing, I don't need that light. I don't need that anymore. It's serving no purpose for me. All those things that I took from childhood that are my survival skills no longer serve a purpose in adulthood. So I don't need them. So I can just leave them. And I can forge a new direction, and I can have self-worth, and I can have self-esteem, and I can look in the mirror and go, yeah, man, you're a good person. Like you treat people with respect, you have dignity, like all these things, and these things that I didn't believe about in myself before, that I got from these toxic relationships that just weren't working. Because, and I know I'm throwing a lot of information, I got into toxic relationships because I knew they weren't going to last. I have as a codependent person, I have a fear of intimacy.
Okay.
Right? I am deathly afraid of intimacy. I'm deathly afraid of me telling you my true feelings. So if I get with a toxic person, then I know this thing is eventually going to blow up, right? Then I don't have to really have intimacy. I can just keep this facade up. My wife is the first person in my life, my first partner, that I lowered the facade. I spent 2 years trying to convince her not to marry me.
Yeah.
I'm crazy. I'm an alcoholic. I'm a comedian. I am on the road. Can't put you first. I can't, all these things. And she agreed. She checked it all off. So I agreed to all of it, but again, we built that relationship from the ground up, and we know how to communicate with each other. We know how to talk to each other. But, yeah, man, this codependent stuff it's no joke, dude. Because me sharing a feeling or a thought with you is the scariest thing in the world.
Still.
Not now. No, not now.
Does it ever feel like that still?
Oh yeah, there's anxiety around it.
Yeah.
When I have anxiety, it is I call it the check engine light. So there's something going on with me now. More than likely, I'm having anxiety because I'm not getting my way. Now, the cornerstone of the 12-step program is to have a higher power, right? It can be God or not God. It could be a wave. It could be whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
Right? The idea is that I no longer let people be my higher power. I let my higher power be my higher power. So when I have anxiety, it's because I'm not getting something that I want for me, right? And so I have given up on the idea of having a self-centered, purpose-driven life, meaning like I want to have the things that I want in my life. Now my approach to life is like I have gratitude for the things that I have in my life, and I have a higher power who will take care of me. And he will reveal the answers to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so now I have self-worth and self-esteem given to me by this higher power, this entity, this God in my what works for me. And it gives me that idea of like, I'm going to be taken care of. Everything's going to be fine. I don't need to overreact here. I don't need to say this thing. I don't need to blow this thing up. I don't need to, I don't need to take action here. I can just simply be.
So you've gained faith.
I've gained faith, but it's all gratitude-based faith. And this is something I've talked to Michael exhaustively about.
Yeah.
Is this idea of gratitude, of being thankful for the things that I have in my life, being grounded in that gratitude. Because if I'm worried about my career, I'm stressed out about this, I'm stressed out, like I'm not living in the present.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it's like, why am I worrying about shit that may or may not happen?
Yeah.
Just live in the present and be grateful for the things that you have. I have money in the bank. I have dates on the calendar. And once I let go of the results, and once I let go of the fantasy or the whatever my goals were, my life got so much simpler. And I was able to become so focused on the work that I really wanted to work on versus like, well, so-and-so got that, so-and-so got this, and why don't I have that, and why don't I have this, and why haven't I been on the Tonight Show, and I stay out of it. What I can control is how much I write and how much I perform so I can get better at that thing as far as my career goes.
Mm-hmm.
With my wife was going through a divorce when her and I first met. Old me would have said, I'm going to pay for your lawyer. We're going to get you the best lawyer. I'm going to be here for every second of every day for you. I'm going to get you through this. And I fought all of those feelings to say, you let me know what you need from me. Call me if you need me.
And that was uncomfortable.
It was uncomfortable because I want to control everything.
Yeah.
Because if I control everything, then I feel safe in that environment. And if I can get you to be enmeshed with me, oh boy, you're never going to leave me.
Yeah.
They always leave.
Right.
Or it always ends, because that's not true intimacy.
Yeah.
True intimacy is not doing that thing, not taking over. True intimacy is going to my wife saying, hey, I've been divorced. It's awful. Let me know how I can help. I'm here for you. And leaving it at that versus like, let's go. I got a plan. We're going to do, let me take over. I can't do that anymore. I don't give unsolicited advice. I don't, I work with people that have codependence, and I said that two things. Number one, I live a life of rigorous honesty. I don't lie anymore, ever. As a codependent person, I lied a lot so that we could avoid conflict, right? I don't want her to be mad at me. I'm just going to fucking lie real quick. It's just a little white lie. It's not a big deal. Do you still talk to your ex? Absolutely not. Can't stand her. Well, I just saw these phone calls. You left your computer open. You're emailing your ex. Oh, that ex. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Oh, no. No, I was just checking,
Mm-hmm.
So I don't lie anymore. And when you don't lie at all, even little lies, right, then you start building self-worth and self-esteem because you're like, I live a life of honesty. I have values, right? I do not lie to my wife about anything at all, and then I don't do the thing that I think is going to get me in trouble, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to do this because I probably would have to lie to her about doing this thing. So I'm not going to do that thing, right?
Yeah.
So I could probably tell you the last couple of times I've lied because I laugh every single time. I was talking to this one comedian. He's like, do you snowboard or do you ski? I'm like, oh, I snowboard, bro. And then I just started laughing. I go, I've never done either in my life. Ever.
Yeah.
Ever. Because I'm like, I have a brittle bone disease. So like, I can't do that stuff. And I'm like, but I wanted him to like me. I wanted him to think I was cool. And then I go, oh, why did I do that? I don't know why I did that.
You came clean right away?
I didn't come clean.
Oh.
No. But I had to, and if I see him again, I will come, hey man, but that's always like, because I didn't come clean. So I'm like, that's a weird kind of like, hey guy, I hardly know. I just wanted to let you know I lied to you. But but I mean, again, like it's so ingrained in me to not. So the one time, so my wife was talking to her dad. Her dad's, he's a single guy. He's had a girlfriend for a long time now. And she goes, you still have pictures of your exes in your phone? His dad's like, yeah. She's like, that's inappropriate. She goes, Ken doesn't have pictures of his exes in his phone. Right, Ken? I go, yep. And then I go, you just lied. Because you did. I knew I did. And so honey, I go, I have to tell you something. I go, I do have some pictures of my exes in my phone, and I'm sorry, and I will delete them. And I hope I didn't hurt your feelings, but I don't want to lie to you. And she goes, yeah, that would mean a lot if you would delete that. I go, okay, honey, I will. But again, it was just like this. It would have been so easy. Fuck no, babe. I'm a great guy. Great guys don't do that. No, I'm flawed. I'm very flawed.
Yeah.
Right? I'm doing the best I can. We're all doing the best we can. And we have to like take it easy on ourselves and like quit putting all of this guilt and shame. My therapist said to me one time, guilt is a human invention. We're the only species in the world that feels guilt. He's like, so it serves no purpose. So this thing that you're beating yourself up about, stop. Stop beating yourself up about it and just either change or, you know, that's it. Don't change. That's your choice, you know? And so for me, I made a conscious decision to stop lying, you know, these little lies and I mean, oh my God, I used to tell all these stories and just to seem cool. I was dating this one hot girl. I was told her I was going to be in a movie with Sandra Bullock. And I mean, you know, because that's going to make you fall in love with me. Right.
Yeah.
So if you feel like you're codependent or you're, number one, just stop lying. Right. Live a life of rigorous honesty and everything else will line up. And then the other thing is that I have a higher power, which is not another person, place, or thing. It's just this entity, right? And so I live in gratitude knowing that, like, I'm grateful for all the things that I have in my life, good and bad, and that that I'm not in charge anymore. That I can't, you know, I'm working my dream job right now, but I'm an independent contractor. I'd love to re-up this job, but I'm just not in charge. The only thing I'm in charge is my job performance. Right. So I could sit here and like stew about like, oh man, I really want to re-up this job. This would be great. Oh man, it would really make a difference in my life. Da, 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 da. But it's not up to me. There's so many other factors. You know what I'm saying? And it was actually taking the joy out of the work I was doing because I was so worried about the future.
Yeah.
And so I was like, get present, man. Be grateful for this experience that you're having now, today. Right? I'm grateful to be in this room right now with you. Like I'm here. I'm present. I'm not thinking about like, boy, I hope people like me. I hope, you know, I hope people relate to my, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
But all I can do is like be here right now in this moment and be here with you and experience this, you know?
I appreciate you being here.
I'm happy to be.